guys? The Super Review Show here for another My Thoughts on video. This is my thoughts on whether or not intermission should be brought back to cinema. So in the day and age where movie theaters are just starting to come back after COVID, and we're in the reality of that, long movies are becoming more and more prominent and dominant in the film theater industry. It came to my attention earlier today. I was like, I haven't done my thoughts on video in a little bit. Why not? Let me do another my thoughts on video. But I wanted to choose a topic that was key and to the point. Having intermissions in movies was a thing in the past for a very long time. I believe the last time we saw, and the audiences saw an intermission in theaters, if I'm not mistaken, might have been Monty Python and the Holy Grail when they're crossing the bridge at that one scene there. I think that would have been the last time. I've seen a lot of films from 1976 and up, and not one of them had an intermission. So this begs the question: in the day and age of Interstellar, of Avengers Endgame, of Lord of the Rings Return of the King, of No Time to Die, these are runtimes over 2 hours and 30 minutes, that easily could feature an intermission. I thought to myself, well, could they bring back the intermission for longer films? Now, that has its drawbacks, its supports, its pros and cons, the whole thing. So let me bring the first example I found. Interstellar, Christopher Nolan's sci-fi epic. To be honest, I did not see it in theaters. You might say, why? Why did you not see it in theaters? Well, the runtime scared the living hell out of me. Of 2 hours and 45 minutes. I am one of these people. I love going to the movie theater. I think it's one of the best experiences you can go out and do in your local town, in your city, wherever you are, and wherever you see movies. But I did not want to see Interstellar in theaters because I'm one of these guys who gets the large popcorn, who gets the soda, who gets the iced tea or whatever, or I'll get candy. I'll go with my buddy Bill, who you see on Mixed Bag, and we'll get snacks. Sitting for 2 hours and 45 minutes is a long time to hold your bladder. It's just the truth. I have to pee so bad. I saw No Time to Die, and I was running out of the theater. The thought never dawned on me, well, why did they put an intermission in the film? To be honest, it's a give and take. There's a lot of pros to it, and there's some cons to it, to be honest with you. The pros is that the audience members can have 5 minutes to themselves. Like the theater, the studios tell the theaters, hey, tell the audiences that this movie has an intermission. And it's going to have about a 5-minute intermission. Because what would that do for the movie fans and the people who go to the movie theater? What would it do? It would basically take it would get the movie theaters more concession money, because if you pay a movie ticket, that money goes straight to the studio. Sony, Disney, Universal, whatever. That movie goes straight to the studios. But if you buy popcorn, which I do, if you buy soda or candy or a bottle of water or nachos, hot dogs, whatever your theater has, if you buy it, you're supporting that theater. I'm a big fan of local theaters as well. Not just drive-ins, but because I live in an area where there's drive-ins. But given the fact that you could have a local theater, support it, because that's their business. That's their revenue. They don't get as many big budget films as AMC, Regal, or Cineplex, other types of movie theater chains across the country. So there's one benefit there of having intermissions, having them in theaters for the sake of the theater's revenue, them making more money. That way they could support their theater, support their staff, and support their products. Let's say the theater does a local thing too. It could be hey, we're going to raise money. It brings more revenue into the theater. That's thing one. Thing two, I was going to say, is it gives the audience a reason to get up and stretch your legs, stretch your arms, do whatever you got to do. And it gives you a reason to take a break from the movie. And let's say hypothetically speaking, there's a movie coming out and it has an intermission in it, and it's a really bad movie. Again, hypothetical. The movie's really bad, blah, 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 blah. So if the movie's really bad, the movie theater could not the movie theater. The movie itself is a bad movie. You can check out of the movie. You don't have to watch it anymore. You can just do what you gotta do, whatever. Go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you do. You. Watch the Super Review Show. But what it also could do, so if it's a really bad movie, it checks you out. But on the con side, if it's a really good movie, like another example I thought of where they could have done it was Braveheart. Braveheart's a long movie. Could they have done a Braveheart intermission? Sure. Would it have taken the people out of the theater? That's up to them, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it would be beneficial for a film like Braveheart or even Lord of the Rings Return of the King to have an intermission. Well, because these movies are over 3 hours long, why didn't they have intermissions? I have no idea. But the people just sat in the theaters and just watched the movie, and it made a ton of money. Both the films did. Avengers Endgame, anyone? Avengers Infinity War, anyone? These are long. No Time to Die, Interstellar. These are long movies. So, I mean, Transformers, Age of Extinction, anyone? 2 hours and 50 minutes. Give me a freaking break of just nothing. Anyways. But this begs the question. Could intermissions return? Overall, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't see it happening. Based on everything I know about movies, and I know a lot about movies, and I know a lot about TV shows and all that stuff too. I do a whole channel, of course. But at the same time, like, could they bring it back? I really don't know. For certain movies, they could. But you got to remember, Gone with the Wind and back in the day, way back in the day. Or even like 2001: A Space Odyssey, those had intermissions. Or like Lawrence of Arabia, Cleopatra. Like, these are older movies that had intermissions because they knew the director made the movie knowing, okay, we can leave the... Actually, it's funny I bring that up because 2001: A Space Odyssey, before the intermission, it leaves you at a cliffhanger. Right as... Spoilers for the movie. If you have not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, get on it now. It has an intermission. But one of the things they brought up in the movie was... HAL 9000, the computer, looks and is reading the lips of the two other pilots of the Discovery, the spaceship. And basically, right as if the camera focuses back on HAL, it cuts to intermission. So it could work like that, where it brings up, like, the film is made to have an intermission, and it builds up, it has this slow buildup of tension over the course of the film, and then it cuts you off for 5 minutes, and then you go back into the concession stand, you get a hot dog, get nachos, whatever you get, and drinks, whatever. I think it'd be a really cool experiment. Now, do I see, like, Marvel pulling something like this? No. Do I see a Disney film probably pulling this? No. Do I see maybe MGM, Universal, Sony, one of their upcoming films that they know is going to be like a super long, or Warner Brothers, like, let's say the next Christopher Nolan film is super long. Like, it's gonna be, he announces, I'm doing a 3-hour movie. It's gonna be good. Like, even The Dark Knight felt long at some point. The Dark Knight could have, probably should. It definitely did not need an intermission, but at some points it felt like it may have needed like that, just that 3 minutes to breathe. So it's a very tricky subject matter to talk about with what to do. Should they bring it back? Honestly, guys, I really don't know. That's why I wanted to make a my thoughts on video for this topic, was because movies today are getting longer and longer again, and it's to fit whatever the story is, to fit whatever the criteria of the film is. But back in the day, they had intermissions for Lawrence of Arabia. They had it for 2001: A Space Odyssey. They had it for, I think the last time they had it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Could we see the return of the intermission? What do you guys have to say about this? Jump down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts with me on this. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. But for all your my thoughts on videos, keep it locked on the Super Review Show, the J-Man. Off to rock, and we'll see you guys later.